What's going on, everybody? It's EricRayweather back here with more Madden 18 news. So I've been breaking down a lot of things in the past week and these past few videos that I've done. But what I'm going to do today is just kind of put it and condense it all into one video with the top 12 things you need to know about Madden 18. We pretty much have all the info at this point. We know all of the major gameplay fixes and the new features that are being added. There may be some little things here and there that we find out before August, but basically we know all of the main things we need to know about Madden 18, so I figured I would put that all in one video, condense it down, and make it easy for anybody that's looking for Madden 18 news. These are the top 12 things you need to know about Madden 18. Number one, we need to start out with the new engine, the Frostbite Engine. Anytime you upgrade your engine, that's a big deal. It means better lighting, better physics, better animations, better graphics, smoother gameplay. The players in the field move a lot smoother. They feel more realistic. So that in itself is a huge upgrade from Madden 17 to Madden 18. The number two thing is the introduction of MUT squads, and this might be the most or the biggest thing this year that most people are going to be excited about. So if you play Ultimate Team, you're familiar with it. What MUT squads is it's going to be 3-on-3. So say you and two of your buddies can go against three other guys. It could be your MUT squad versus their MUT squad, and you're going to have three keys here. One guy's going to have to be the head coach, which means he's going to call the offensive and defensive plays. He also will get to play on the field as well, but he'll be the only guy that's in charge of calling plays. The offensive captain, he'll be the quarterback. He's the only one that can be the quarterback. He's the only one that can call the hot routes and the audibles. And then the defensive captain, he's the only one that can make the adjustments on defense. So whoever's the offensive captain, he has to be quarterback. The other two guys, you can be wide receivers. One can be the running back if you want. You can even play as the offensive lineman. On defense, you can play as whoever you want, but the defensive captain is the only one that can adjust the defense. And again, the coach is the only one that can call plays. So you're really going to have to work together. It's going to definitely take teamwork to be the best MUT squad. The number three thing you need to know about Madden 18 is the story mode, which is called Longshot. Now, many people thought this was going to be like an NBA 2K My Career mode, but that's not what this is. This is a predetermined story mode that you're going to be playing. You're going to play in high school, then play some college, go through the combine. You may get drafted. I'm not 100% sure. You're definitely not going to be able to play in the NFL in the first season of Longshot. This is going to be something that's going to carry over into other Maddens, and you know, Rex said they could go a million different ways with this, but it is going to be a predetermined story. It's a start. It's not maybe exactly what we wanted, but it is a start, and we just have to wait and see where it goes. I'm excited to at least try it out and give it a chance, so I think a lot of people will play it, but you just got to keep in mind this is a start, and you know where it goes from here in the next few years is what's going to really matter. The number four thing about Madden 18 is something called the Weekend League, which I believe FIFA has something like this. And this is going to be helpful to the guys that can't grind the leaderboards, that want to qualify for the EA Madden challenges and the tournaments to win money. The Weekend League is going to be like Friday to Monday, and I believe every weekend. It's a series of 25 games you have to play. And you know, there's a leaderboard, and how you finish in the rankings, you're going to get it's going to help your ranking in the EA tournaments, and you're going to also, I'm sure, win other things like packs and coins or something of that nature. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of things you can win with this, but it's really going to be helpful for those guys that want to participate, you know, in the tournaments, but they can't grind the leaderboards and play 300 games over the course of a few weeks. It just kind of condenses it down into a weekend when you're off of work for the typical person, and you can get these games in. The number five thing is a gameplay thing. Now, it's on defense. Now, if you've played head-to-head, you've used this, or you've had it used against you, I'm sure. You can run around on defense holding Y the entire play, and you can get ball hawk animations that allow you to intercept the ball that are, you know, nowhere near you. Sometimes if you have a tall linebacker, you're intercepting the ball that is 10 yards behind you, which is just ridiculous, and it's been in the game for the past few years. You no longer can run around holding Y on defense to intercept the ball. If you do this, you're going to mistime it. You're not going to get the interception. You're going to have to actually press Y when the ball gets near you. You're going to have to time the interception, so it's going to take a little bit more skill. It's going to take a little bit more practice. It's not going to be as easy to intercept the ball, but you're also not going to be getting those unrealistic interceptions, which is good. The number six thing is going to be the hit stick going back to its old form. So no longer will you be able to press the X or the square button to hit stick. You can only use the actual right stick, and you have to line it up manually. You have to square yourself up with the offensive player perfectly in order to land the hit stick. So that means there's going to be some more risk reward with this. There's no longer going to be suction hit sticks and suction tackles like in the years past. You're going to have to line it up, and if you mistime it and you don't line it up right away and you're the last line of defense, your opponent's going to be going for a touchdown. So it's going to be more risky, but it's going to be a lot more satisfying when you actually land those hit sticks. The number 7 thing about Madden 18 that you need to know are the new game modes. So what this is for online head-to-head, and even if you're playing offline, there's going to be 3 different modes. You have sim mode, competitive mode, and arcade mode. Sim mode is basically the game how it is now. The players are going to play true to their ratings. You're going to have more overthrows, drop passes, drop picks, things that happen in real life. Arcade mode is going to be more pick up and play for your guys that aren't, as skilled at the game. It's going to be more high scoring, crazy catches, crazy interceptions, bigger hits. Just think arcade style gameplay, not simulation at all. Just something that guys that aren't as familiar with the game can pick up and just have fun with. Competitive mode is going to mainly be for the elite players, the guys that are qualifying for the tournaments. Basically, with this mode is you're not going to have the overthrows, the drop picks, the dropped interceptions as much. If you're using the better players that have high ratings like Antonio Brown, he's not going to drop open passes because he shouldn't. Richard Sherman's not going to drop interceptions in his hands. He's going to pick them off every time. Now, if you're using a bad player, a 70s overall rated player, or, just an average player that's not that great, they may still drop passes or drop picks sometimes. Not as often as they have been or would be in simulation mode. But if you have those elite players, they're not going to be dropping passes, dropping picks, overthrowing the ball that much. It's going to be more so in the user's hands of the outcome of the game, which is a big thing this year, and I think that's going to be very good for the tournament play. Now, the number 8 thing is going to be target passing. Now, this isn't precision passing. This is something different. Basically, you can throw the ball to a spot on the field instead of throwing it to a receiver. So think back shoulder fades on the sideline, or throwing a post leading it over the middle of the field. Everybody at EA Play that tried this said it was very hard, and they said it's something that they don't see a lot of people using because it's going to take a lot of time and skill to master, and you're going to throw a lot of interceptions trying to mess with it at first because it is hard to get down. So it's going to be one of those things we might see more so in the competitive play, but your average everyday head-to-head guy probably won't use this. Number 9 is the ID the Mike feature. This basically is going to give your offensive line more power against those blitzes. So if you've played online this year, you've seen Nickel Blitz 2. The slot cornerback comes off the edge, and it's impossible to block almost. Even if you try to slide your line and block a running back, it doesn't matter. With the ID the Mike feature, you can say, hey, I know that cornerback's blitzing, focus on that cornerback, and it's going to completely take that blitzer out of the play. So if you're playing people that want to spam the same blitzes over and over, it's going to be a lot easier to stop those guys now. On the other hand, if you're playing someone that is good at mixing up their plays and their blitzes, and you say, hey, I want you to watch the left outside linebacker, I think he's blitzing, but the right outside linebacker winds up blitzing instead, then you're going to get hit and probably get sacked. So it is a risk-reward, and it is a chess match thing, but it's going to be useful for those people that only know how to spam 1 or 2 blitzes. You're going to be able to completely take them out of the game with this new feature. Number 10 is the improved zones. Most notably is going to be the purple zone. Everybody that was down at EA Play this weekend said purple zones 100% shut down corner routes and shut down C routes, which they have not done for the past few years. Purple zones have been pretty useless for the most part, but they are finally back, and they are going to shut down the routes that they are supposed to. Another big thing is cover 3s and cover 4s. They're covering post routes now, which they did a horrible job of this year. You could throw post routes against cover 3 and cover 4 all day, but they're now intercepting the ball when you try to force a post route against those zones, which is very good. And just overall, the zones play tighter. They're going to jump more passes. They're more aggressive. You're not going to be able to fit the ball into some of those tight windows that you've been able to these past few years. It's not going to happen. You're going to really have to be smart and take what the defense gives you. Number 11 is defensive adjustments. Now, this is something that's needed to be back in the game for a while, and I'm glad to see it back. So what this means is you can match up your cornerbacks with the wide receivers by overall. So you could say, I want my best cornerback always on my best wide receiver. Or you can do it by height, by speed. You can tell your secondary to play aggressive when the ball's in the air, or play conservative, or play balanced. Same thing with the defensive line. You can tell them to rush aggressive or play more conservative or watch for the run. So it's giving the defense just little tools to help help out with the chess game that is football. So that's very good that we finally got that back in the game. And last but not least, number 12 is the block shed has been toned down a lot. A lot of guys that were playing this weekend said when they were going against three-man rushes, they had plenty of time to pass, whereas, these past couple years, that wasn't always the case. Somebody might rush three, and you still would get hit in 1 or 2 seconds sometimes because of the block shed. They said that is not happening this year. And in cases where people are only rushing 2 guys and trying to drop a lot more guys back in coverage, in those scenarios, they were saying you literally had all day to throw, and there was no pressure at all. So those are great things to see fixed about the game, because that's how it should be. Now, if you like any of these features, comment down below. What are you most excited about for Madden 18? I personally think MUT Squads is going to be the thing I'm most excited about, but let me know what you're most excited about. Let me know if there's some things that they didn't fix that you think they should have fixed, or if they added some things that you thought weren't necessary, and maybe some things you want to see them address next year. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, just drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.